Now, if you watched the first episode of Just Build, then you might recognize this thing. This is the tripod that I built in that video. It served me well, but it was time for an upgrade, so we can say goodbye to that, and hello to Alright, I've got all the nuts and bolts that we will need, and these pieces of wood, which will be the arms for the camera gimbal thing, whatever you want to call it. So I've got one M8 by 100 bolt and nut, and I have 7 M6 by, I think it's 60. I'll check it here. Yeah, 60. So that's 7 M6 by 60 nuts and bolts. Well, yeah. Okay, so I guess it's over to the computer, and we'll draw up a model for this. Alright, so over here at the computer, yet again, this is the design that I came up with for the camera gimbal thing. So here's where it attaches to the beams up on the roof. So just 2 screws in there. Next we have the M8 bolt that goes all the way through there and allows this part to move around. Next we have the 2 wooden arms that connect to that piece again. They, along with these ones down here, allow the whole thing to move up and down and reach anywhere that you need to. Yeah, that's it really. Apart from down here, this thing is what holds the camera, again using the GoPro mount as always. That attaches with another M6 bolt through there, and the nut goes in there. Pretty simple, I would say. Yeah, it only took about 2 hours to design. Yeah. Alright, that's it. Let's print it. Alright, now the first thing that I have to do is mark and put the 2 holes in the side of all these beams. Now I want the hole to be in the same position on all of the beams, so I'm just going to clamp them in the vise and drill them all together. Now, alright, there's the first hole, gone through all of them. Next is to do the other side. So let's get to doing that. Now, I'm just going to use the drill bit to line up all of these holes so that they'll all be in the same position on the other side as well. Side. There we go. Now, clamp it in. Oops, just move over a bit. Okay, same thing again here now. I'm going to mark it 1.5 centimeters in from the edge. There we go. Now, let's cut the other side. Alright, half of it done. And there we go. Now, that's done. We can start to put all the pieces together. We've got the parts printed, all done in white PLA. So the first part here is the wall mount, just screws onto the beams in the ceiling. Second part is the joint that allows it to rotate and also holds the first two arms. Now those will go like that, and then the next part, which is this joint here. First two arms go in there, and the second two arms go in there, so it'll go like that, and then like that. This part down here is the thing that will hold the camera and allow this part, which is the GoPro mount that I use with all my cameras. This part allows that to swivel around. So yeah, then all of these will be able to move freely as the beams here will connect them. Like that. Okay. Okay, now we can start to put everything together. So we've got the wooden pieces, we've got our nuts and bolts, all of our 3D printed parts. Yeah. Now this part is going to go up on the ceiling, so we're not going to use them until we've got everything else put together. So I'm going to start with this piece. I'm going to line up these and put a bolt through. And on with the nut. Now don't tighten them down yet, you want them to be able to move freely. When this whole thing is put together and you want to put the camera in its position, then you'll tighten it down. But until then, leave it so that it can move. Now, next one. Now, and the bolt on the other side. Again, don't tighten it down, leave it free to move. Like that. Right, now, onto the other side. This one's a bit tricky now because you've got to line up 2 sets of these things. And on with the nut, or not. Again, don't tighten it down, but you can kind of see how this thing is going to work. Yeah, doesn't exactly fit in the shot either. Right, now. Now, on with another nut. Okay, now we've got the first joint done. Now, the second part is this. On with another bolt. Well, in with another bolt, but yeah. Flip this over. Now just screw it up from underneath. Way too big. Out. Now, I can thread this all the way through. Alright, that's through, and the nut to go with it. And on with the bolt through here as well. Line it up. And screw it in. forever. Just twist it in from the other side. There we go. Finally. That's done. Now, there we go. We have